On behalf of Cedrus Bay, I will be presenting our Clean Green Innovation Journey. I briefly just want to walk us through the agenda of today's presentation. First, just a little bit about me, even though Natasha already kind of went through it. A bit about CGA and Cedrus Bay, the brand that we developed, the innovation journey that we went through, the product development process, as well as really focusing on one of the stages that helped us kind of get to where we are, which is the concept stage. I want to talk a bit about the product development, environmental footprint, as well as how we drive future innovation. So just a little extra about me. So Natasha just went through my bio. Thank you very much for that. But I also wanted to mention that I do have a background in both the life sciences as well as business. It really helped me work within the lab at CGA to develop these products, but recently I also completed a diploma in organic skincare with a company called Formula Botanica. And it was really working with CGA that I joined in 2017 that we were able to rebrand 8 of our existing retail brands because we sell within the coconut oils, margarines, and soaps categories, as well as launch 2 brands, one being Cedrus Bay that I'll be talking about today, as well as the Constance Estate infused coconut oils. So, as mentioned, we had won Green Manufacturer of the Year in 2018, and then Innovator of the Year in 2019 for Cedrus Bay, as well as we just recently won this month Innovator of the Year for the Constance Estate infused coconut oils. Okay. First off, CGA. Not sure if many of you are familiar with this company, but we've been around for 85 years, starting in 1937, where an association of different coconut farmers came together to really produce high-value added goods from copra, which is the dried meat within the coconut. So everything we do is aligned to coconuts. And we worked closely with these farms to start developing edible oils as well as margarines in the 1940s, and we got into soaps in the 1950s. And by the 60s, we started doing private labeling for many international companies, which is now known as Unilever as well as Johnson & Johnson. And then it was really in the 90s and in the last few years where we've kind of kicked off a lot of new innovation projects, starting to really get the whole company involved and getting excited about where we're going. So as I mentioned, we've been around for 85 years, celebrating this year, and these are some of our products. You might recognize Nariel, Marigold, and then some of our soaps brands like Blue Soap Bright, Carbolic, etc. And now on to the featured brand is Cedrus Bay. So it is an all-natural, vegan, cruelty-free brand made from 100% organic coconut oil. And we work very closely with our parent company, which are the different coconut farms within the Cedrus and Icacus area, to get the organic coconut oil that we use in all of our products. So it's a really kind of farm-to-skin beauty concept that we're going with. And I also want to talk about another concept in the next few slides called Clean Beauty, to which the brand came about. This is a bit about our collection. We have 14 SKUs, going from facial oils, body lotions, scrubs, soaps, and even lip products. Okay, so a bit about our innovation journey. As I mentioned, I started a CGA in 2017, and the idea was already there to create a high-end, sort of niche cosmetics brand. So we took that idea, and then it was really in 2018 when we started visiting a lot of different beauty conferences, packaging shows, to source different suppliers and really understand what the different beauty trends that were going on at the time. With all of that, in 2019, in May of that year, we launched our first 5 products, which were the lotion, lip balm, and coconut scrubs. And then within the next 2 years, actually, unfortunately, right after we had launched, we all know that COVID happened in early 2020. And we had planned to launch, we had a whole set of new products in the pipeline, but we had to take our time in launching because, of course, we couldn't do all of the physical events that we wanted to, the promotions, and actually we had, unfortunately, just launched in Jamaica 2 weeks before COVID happened. So It was a bit a difficult time for the brand, but we still kept pushing. We launched the soaps as well as then the facial oils in this year. But despite that, the brand is doing quite well, and we were able to win the Innovator of the Year in 2020. So I'm just going to briefly touch on the product development plan and process. And of course, we know there are 5 stages. First, you come up with the idea, which is your concept stage. Then you're really going through the product overview stage where you confirm the ingredients, understand the suppliers that you want to use. And then you go into the whole development and testing and your proofs and whatnot. And then you get to market, you develop your marketing plan and you're ready to sell. Then last stage, you start producing, delivering, and even understanding and monitoring the brand after that, and then focusing on growth. So I really wanted to focus on the first phase, which we call the concept stage. And there are 3 keywords that we really wanted to focus on. Is all about research, research, research. And it was through this stage where we were really able to come up with the idea of what the brand was. And it was by looking at the world trends, by visiting these different conferences in the 2018 that I mentioned, the different packaging shows, seeing what was going on out there, that we came up with these 2 trends that helped us develop the brand. First is that customers would like to have a better comprehension of the products that they use. And this is for both food and beauty. And then, of course, the second trend is that really customers want to focus on minimizing the impact that their consumption has on their surroundings. So to themselves, their families, the communities, as well as the environment. And with these trends, we came across the new trend. It's about like 4 or 5 years old, called clean beauty. So what is clean beauty? It's all about having natural products, and they can be organic. So organic means they're just not made with pesticides, if they're natural. Non-toxic, so we really focus on ensuring that all the ingredients that we use in all of our products are non-toxic, not just to your health and your body, but the environment. Because there are a lot of ingredients out there, especially in the beauty industry, that are connected to different health issues that people are recognizing, and different studies that are coming out recently. As well as they're cruelty-free, vegan, and sustainable, meaning they're environmentally conscious, especially with the packaging that we use. So, in terms of research, how we really figured out, and what I really want to talk about, is that this is what I think everyone should be focusing on, is really understanding the global trends. And how you do this, and how we did this, is first off online. So understanding the beauty trends, we signed up for a magazine, which is called the Cosmetics Business Magazine. This is an amazing tool to really understand what is going on in the beauty world. It is a little bit expensive, but I mean the amount of information that you get. They even tell you about all the conferences coming up. They reach out to you. They send you daily updates, and you know what's going on even before it even hits BBC. And then you have the American Oil Chemist Society, that because we're in the food and coconut business, that we definitely had to sign up for this. There's also Beauty Independent, that is a free magazine, as well as Formula Botanica, that I actually listen to their podcast weekly. And it was through Formula Botanica that I got my diploma in the organic skincare area. And they have so many other beauty courses that you can sign up for. And then the other big area, that I also wanted to mention, my bio. Since before I had joined CGA, I had a big social media platform because it was all about travel, and I used that to help kind of develop our platforms. As you'll see, they look very similar, the CGA and CGRSP Instagram as well as TikTok pages. So it was using this, it's actually a tool that you can use, but it also gives you monthly, weekly updates on what's going on in the social media world. And this is really the best tools that we use to help sell our brand. And it was through this platform called Later. So highly recommend it, as well as listening to different podcasts. I listen to podcasts weekly on the Formula Botanica. There's so many other brands that if you're interested, you can ask me about. And the next area is events. So I went to, our team went to Beauty Accelerate, Beauty Innovations, the Global Insights Conference. These are, a lot of them are in the States, in Europe, around the world, and they really just help you understand on what the latest trends are. And then, of course, you have your raw and packaging as well as equipment shows. I know as entrepreneurs, going to the equipment shows are a bit much, and we are lucky that we're a much larger firm and are interested in buying. But you can even start off with these small equipment, like little filling machines, capping, anything that you can also hopefully reach out to the government or different financial institutions for help. So events were Suppliers Day, Lux Pack in New York, Packaging Innovations, which is in New York and London, and then the PPMA, which is a manufacturing packaging show. And then the other area that we really focused on was understanding what other brands we're doing out there. So these are 4 of the brands that we follow and we absolutely love. I even heard the owners from Beauty Kitchen and Baby Beauty and got to meet them at some of the conferences I went to. So these brands really helped inspire us in coming up with the right sort of ingredients, where they get their packaging from, and it's really just collaborating with your competition is how you come up with great ideas and working together. I'm going to briefly just touch on the product's environmental footprint. So this is just really understanding the product life cycle and how it affects the environment, society, and the economy. So first off with sourcing, so really understanding like how and where your raw and packaging materials, where they're collected and come from. So we really try to be as transparent as possible with all of our suppliers. We recently got our vegan certification and in the process of getting our international cruelty-free certification from Leaping Buddy. And with those certifications, they go through all of your suppliers to make sure they're following ethical practices, they're sustainable, etc. Understanding how these materials affect the environment and what sort of energy they use in their processes. Next is manufacturing. So even yourself, when you're making these products, what sort of energy, how much water are you using in making them? Really understanding the amount of materials. These are all things that we think of on a daily basis, even the technologies that we use. And then, of course, the big one is distribution. We all start off selling locally, so our carbon footprint is much lower, but once you start exporting, going abroad, you really have to think about how your brand is affecting the environment with greenhouse gas emissions, etc. And then the last part is the customer use. So if you're using plastic, how are your customers disposing of this plastic? Like how, even the materials you use, are they biodegradable? How do they affect the environment? So really thinking of all of the steps within your product's environmental footprint is also a great way in coming up with your brand. And just a little bit about CGA, how we drive this clean, green, sustainable beauty concept. First off, well, I would have mentioned that we get all of our coconut oil from the farms in Icarcus and Cedrus. So even from the coconut meal, from the coffee that we use, everything is upcycled ingredients. And I won't touch on the circular economy right now, but these are all concepts that we think of. And even from our essential oils, the smallest little amount used in all of our products, we make sure to source everything that we can locally. Unfortunately, our packaging we're unable to source locally, but we're hoping one day that is an opportunity for a business out there. But all of the packaging we use is recyclable and even the lids are biodegradable. And we do not use any secondary packaging, which we consider waste in our products. Even a concept that we had started right before COVID is that we had refillable stations at each of our pop-ups or different events that we had gone to. And then we had also started our educational series, which are the Clean Beauty Seminars, where we talked about different practices, the product's environmental footprint, how to read ingredient statements from food to beauty, all these different areas where we really wanted to educate our consumers on even how to recycle our products. So all of this will be starting back very soon. And the future of CGA. So we recently just launched a retail outlet in West Mall, but we really hope to have a large store one day with an actual refill station, because that is just an amazing concept. We sell on Amazon, but really next year we're going to start attending the different buyer events, especially in the US. From next summer, because that's when they start back in person. And then even for new products, we have 3 upcoming products in our pipeline that we're very excited to launch, so look out for that in the next few months, 2 years. Okay, that is it. I know we don't really have any time for any questions, but feel free to reach out to me after the event. And I'm here. And I would just like to thank Careery for having me today. It's a great opportunity to share about our brand, and I look forward to seeing what all the entrepreneurs are offering today. Thank you.